Happy Thursday, everybody. Time for the shop update here at Woodsmith. And speaking of time, we're gonna check back in with Steve and the clock projects.
Hey everybody. Well, as I mentioned last week, we had 3 clocks. We had the mid-century, the Art Deco, and the, I think they're calling this the more modern contemporary clock. So they all use the same little single AA battery quartz movement. You can buy different hands for them. This one, we did the face in curly walnut, kind of did a quadrant, and then cut little pieces of maple veneer for the hour markers. This one is curly oak with a red ring and just 4 hourly markers. And this one I actually have running. And this is curly maple and curly oak with walnut hour markers. So should have these wrapped up probably tomorrow. Kind of waiting for lacquer to dry on this one. And then I will probably spray this one as well. Even though it's latex, it should be dry enough. So getting that wrapped up. Thanks.
Hey everyone, so this week I got started on yet another Dylan Baker plywood project, which is the for shop notes. It is the Ibeam Workbench with a mobile cart that goes underneath it, like so. So this is predominantly going to be made out of Baltic birch plywood and I think beech for the legs. So I got started on the top this morning. And as you see, there's some pretty long dados in this. So I tackled that originally on the dado saw, and with plywood being plywood, it's never perfectly flat. So trying to put a even amount of pressure on there to get the right depth of dado cut that you need is kind of tricky. So here's a little tip. So once that's done, to get a consistent depth, you come back over with the router, and this is just a hinge mortising bit. So that gives you more control on the top here, and it gives you a consistent depth on the cut. If you zoom in there, you can see it's all the same colour, so I've gone evenly through the layers of plywood. There you go. So once all that's together, I've got the so these pieces of plywood will sit in the grooves and then they'll be glued and clamped together, which produces the I-beam. So now I've got this at the right depth, clamping that together, it should be perfectly flat. So working on that, working on the little handles, the little cutouts next, and then I'll start on the legs at some point. So previous to this, I got finished on the little bench, not bench, what do you call it, the little accessory that goes with a workbench, which is this guy over here. I can't remember what the name of it is. So this is
top organizer type.
The organizer, yeah. So with this, you've got 2 options. You can either hang it on a wall and move this around. I've got some French cleats ready for that to be hung, or you can just sit it on your bench. So this is all Baltic birch plywood. Got a drawer in there. If you checked in last week, I explained what I did here. This is a tapered groove in the plywood. So we've got 1/4 inch plywood that's glued and nailed on top of this 3/4 plywood with a slight bevel on either side. And this has got these little accessories have got tapered sides. So they just slide in here, and then they don't move. They just slide. They don't lift up. This is walnut for pencils. Then we've got some little jars here to put whatever you want in, screws, nails, etc. This is to hang some tools through, and then these guys clamp your chisels together, so they're all movable. And this is in a T-slot groove, so you can put a whole bunch of different stuff in that. Got some recessed handles for when you do want to leave it on your bench, make it easy to lift up. So that is that. Yeah, that's all I got for you. Just plywood, plywood, plywood.
All right.
All right, there you go. That's it for the shop update this week. If you have any questions, comments, or smart remarks, or requests on something that you want to see that we have lurking around in the background in the shop or here in the photo studio, just let us know. We'll see you next week, everybody. Bye.